The world is never going to shut up, so pardon any noises in the background. This week has been intense. I don't think I would have gotten through it without the snow day on Thursday. I had a lot of personal stuff going on last weekend, and really the week before, which meant I wasn't able to do all the work I needed to, and it all piled up onto this week. I prioritized everything else I wanted to be doing over all of my schoolwork, and that was a mistake. I wound up with so much work piled up on me that I froze completely and wasn't able to do any of it. It was kind of like an extremely slow motion panic attack, I guess. It took all week. It was kind of like I was floating through life, not actually doing anything, just letting it all happen around me. My brain filled with fuzz to block out the panic, and I just sat, doing nothing, for a really long time. Then came this week, and I tried to get to work. I really did. And to a certain extent, I was able to get things done, but the looming knowledge of just how much I had to do kept me from being my most productive. I had 3 essays due this week, and I scheduled myself so they would all be done by Monday, but that didn't work out. Instead, I didn't start any of them until Monday. 2 were due Tuesday, and 1 Friday. I had to get an extension on one of them, and the other one, due Tuesday, was only finished at the very last second because I was writing with a partner and she did a lot of it. After that, I buckled down to try to get the other 2 essays done by the end of Wednesday, but that didn't happen either. I couldn't focus on the writing, so I switched to other schoolwork, and then I switched to HPA work. If you're subscribed to that channel, you'll know how well that didn't work out. The only thing I accomplished that day was a meeting with my group for a small group communication class, and even then I didn't contribute much. I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to finish the 2 essays until an email came in the middle of that meeting, saying that Thursday was going to be a snow day. The next day, the snow was already falling when I woke up. By the time I got up and dressed and ready for my day, there was over a foot of snow on the ground. There was so much whiteness, it was as if the entire world had been consumed with it. No one was outside, and the whole world was still. I finally managed to focus on my work, with the knowledge that nothing else was happening. I took my laptop and went to the student center, which, while most of the food places were closed, was still thankfully heated. It took me all day, but I managed to write the whole paper by 9:30 p.m. The whole 2.5-page paper. My friends all told me it was okay, that sometimes 2 pages feels like 8 and 8 like 2, but that doesn't change the fact that something was definitely wrong. I wanted to take the time on Friday to sit and examine it, but I didn't have that luxury, with another paper due that night. It was extremely difficult, but I managed to finish it by evening. On Saturday, in between writing up my analytics report for the HPA and going to an event my friend was leading at the Hillel, I took the time to reflect on what exactly has been going on with me, and I came to some startling conclusions. There's a lot going on in my life that I don't share on the internet, and a lot of this has to do with that. But what I can tell you is this. Over the past few weeks, I have gotten dangerously overstressed, with everything from emotions to essays piling up in front of me. I panicked and imploded. If it hadn't been for this savior of a snow day, I don't know what would have happened. Thankfully, I've managed to at least partially pull things together, and I think I'm gonna be okay. I guess the moral I want people to take away from this story is that regardless of how much you love what you're doing, it is so important to take care of yourself. Keep an eye on yourself, watch your pace, and don't let the stress get too far like I did. Most importantly, though, be kind to yourself. You're the only you you'll ever have.